Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, infinite, limitless, eternal consciousnesses. Thank you so much for dropping by this video. So, so the version of non-duality and Advaita Vedanta that we're getting here in the West is ridiculously watered down. It's to the point where scholars have coined the term Neo-Advaita, and it's really it's a mess. And part of the problem is some of the essential teachings have just been completely left out. And if people even raise some of these teachings at what's being called nowadays satsangs, they're just pushed aside. Because a lot of these Western non-duality teachers don't actually know what non-duality is. They've had some kind of spiritual experience, and they're doing their best to convey that and doing their best to lead people to that. But sadly, a lot of what is happening is can be very easily explained through class. I don't even want to say class, but between authentic Advaita Vedanta or authentic non-duality. So in Indian philosophy, that said that there's three qualities of mind. Sattva, which means lucidity or peace, rajas, which means excitement or desire, and tamas, which, and I'm giving you the very short version here, means density or darkness or ignorance. Now, none of these in and of themselves is good or bad. They're all just qualities of mind, and to some extent we need some of each of them. And on the spiritual path, what you want to do is reduce tamas, balance rajas, and not have rajas desire get too excitable, and then have primarily a sattvic, a peaceful, a non-attached mind. A lot of what's happening in Western Neo-Advaita, modern non-duality, is the teachers are just teaching things which cultivate temporary experiences of sattva, and people basically get high, and then they become addicted and attached to that spiritual high without having been given a reliable, systematic way of balancing the mind, because sattva isn't the truth. It's just a quality of mind that's very similar, more importantly, not just truth, but it's not freedom. It's not enlightenment. It's similar, but it's just a quality of mind that, like everything in the mind, it comes and goes. And enlightenment, what we're after, is that which is eternal. So to cultivate sattva is just a preparation for going beyond that which is transitory and temporary, and establishing ourselves in communion, union, eternal connection with that which is eternal. So a lot of what's happening, and not just in satsangs, but in a lot of modern spirituality in general, is that they cultivate a lot of sattva, and people get addicted to that, and they're not tending to the tamas, which again is ignorance or lethargy, and they're not tending to rajas, which is excitability and desire, which left unbalanced can turn into anger. But the thing is sattva, an unbalanced sattva, too much sattva or attachment to sattva causes problems as well. And here's what James Schwartz says. He's a classical non-duality teacher, and this is from the book The Essence of Enlightenment, page 199. Excuse me, 159. There's all, let's see. Therefore, attachment to sattva, not sattva itself, stands in the way of self-knowledge. Sattva is not bad, but being attached to it, because it's just a state of mind. It's not, it feels good, but it's not going to lead to actual freedom. It resembles freedom. It's close, and it feels good. It's like that feeling after a great massage. That's sattva. Or after a great yoga class, that's sattva. That's the peaceful, lucid, unattached quality of mind. but it's not permanent. It's temporary. So this is also a problem because the world does not necessarily conform to these ideas. In reality, existence is awareness, and awareness is value neutral. But a mind under the spell of the gunas is not value neutral. Sattva causes the individual to interpret in terms of higher and spiritual values, kama, goodness, truth, and beauty, for example. But Ishvara, which means God, the creator God, the creator, but Ishvara's creation is not all sweetness and light. It contains everything in equal measure, from pure goodness to unrepentant evil, from sublime beauty to wretched ugliness. So if you become attached to sattva, to this state of mind, you actually start perceiving reality incorrectly. And you see this on a lot of New Age and law of attraction and kind of feel good spiritual paths, is like there's just an utter denial of anything not good. Like talking about something not good, oh, that lowers the vibe. Yeah, we don't want to dwell and we don't want to incessantly regurgitate and think about things that are not good. But if you're in absolute denial of reality, you're in denial of reality. That's not spiritual. That's escapist. In essence, that's an addiction. Spirituality is about what's true and what's real. It's not about feeling good and getting high. It's about peace. And cultivating sattva is just a preparation, for what we're really after. So let's see if there's anything else I want to say. So for anyone who's new to this channel or interested in actual non-duality, first of all, you have to forget pretty much everything you've been taught here in the West, because it's just such a watered down version. It's like teaching someone the alphabet, but only teaching them the letters X, Y, and Z. It's like, sure, you've been introduced to it, and the worst part of it is these teachers are presenting what they're teaching as if it's the absolute ultimate truth, which is why many of these teachers have a cult-like following. They get people high through cultivation of sattva. Some of these teachers are able to radiate what's called shaktipat, or spiritual energy. That gets people more high. And then they say things like, this is the ultimate truth. And people are like, they're high on the shaktipat. The methods that are being taught are dissociative. So people literally dissociate from themselves. They get blissed out from sattva. They get blissed out from all this spiritual energy. And then you've got this person saying like, and this is the ultimate truth. And so then people think, oh, this high feeling is the ultimate truth. And it isn't. I personally, I know what I'm talking about because I became addicted to spiritual highs, and I'm sort of I'm still a little bit addicted. I'm working my way off of it. It took me to the path of feeling suicidal, as any addiction will. Addiction is always based in ignorance and attachment, and attachment just takes you down a bad road. So I'm not saying don't have happy thoughts. I'm not saying don't go to yoga classes or get massages. It's just, let's be really clear that good feeling is temporary and it's not the ultimate truth. I mean, a lot of what's happening in essence is what's called spiritual materialism, is people's material desires are just now being replaced with spiritual desires for like spiritual highs and spiritual experiences, and which isn't, just to be clear, that's not the real deal. It's certainly a step in the right direction, but ultimately what we're after is what I'm after, and anyone who's after freedom is non-attachment and a balanced, engaged life of service. a harmonious life, a harmonious life. And highs every now and then, it's a healthy thing. We live in a very stressful, very 21st century. There's a lot going on, but it's not a sustainable or healthy way of life at all. Thank you so much for joining in. The truth is out there and in there. And if we really want it, if we really want freedom, if we really want God, higher power, if that becomes our primary desire, we will be led to the real truth. And that's my direct experience. Thanks so much.